Hey everyone! With the Chinese New Year just behind us, we can say that spring has officially started here in China. And with the new year here, I thought it was a great moment to start a new series on my channel. If you have been following me for a while, you know that in the second half of 2020 I made a series about living in China for 10 years. I really enjoyed making that series, and in the past month or so I have been thinking about what other series I could make. And as you could see in the title, I figured it out. The new series I will be making is going to focus on sustainability and greener living here in Beijing and China. If you are new here and you haven't been following me for a long time, this might come as a surprise, because I haven't really talked much about sustainability here on the channel. But if you have known me for a longer time and you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have a great interest in reduce, reuse and recycle. If you follow Miriam Fallen here on YouTube, you might have seen the video we made together. She filmed my urban garden and worm composting. Each spring, Miguel and I start a little apartment garden, which has increased my interest in gardening, composting and greener living. Almost 2 years ago, I even created a special Instagram account for my gardening and composting adventures. Go Yvonne Goes Green. This year I want to do more with that interest and focus more on conscious living. And I want to share that journey with you. And I hope that I can inspire you to also make choices that have a positive impact on our environment. So, what can you expect to see here in the future? I have lots of ideas and topics I'd like to discuss and learn more about, so this is just a short list of what you can expect. I'm also open to video ideas from you. To start with, as March is at our doorstep, I will be joining Meatless March. During the entire month of March, I will try not to eat any meat and document my experiences. I'm really looking forward to this. I was a vegetarian for about 10 years before I came to China, but after a few months of living here in China, I started to eat meat again because it was just so hard to not eat meat here. I'm really curious to see if following a meatless diet is going to be easier 10 years later. I'd also like to talk about the different forms of gardening that I've seen here and heard about in China. Like I said, I've had my own little urban garden. I've helped set up the garden at my school, and I'm always impressed by the little gardens that I see in the hutongs. I also enjoy turning my food scraps into healthy compost at school and home. Recently, Miguel even introduced me to vertical farming, and that is something I would really like to learn more about. Besides gardening, there are more aspects of sustainability that I would like to explore here in China. Earlier, I mentioned my 10 years in China series, and if you followed that series, you know I made a video about the things that annoy me here in China. One of those things is the excessive use of plastic, especially in supermarkets. When doing groceries, I still use quite a bit of plastic, and I want to find out if I can reduce the amount of plastic I use. I try my best to refuse plastic bags, but sometimes I just don't have another option. I'm also planning on making videos about how China is trying to make a shift and change things. For example, last year, the sorting of trash was introduced nationwide, and China has stopped importing plastic waste from other countries. How is that affecting the country? Also, if you saw my latest video, you know that I bought furniture online, but I would honestly rather purchase those things in a thrift store, giving all pieces of furniture a second chance. Unfortunately, that is not too easy here, and I am curious to find out why. So that is just a short list of topics I will be covering, but there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to sustainability, and I will also be making videos about those topics. I believe it is important that people become more aware of the environment and their influence on it, and the first step to make a change is changing my own actions. I hope you guys will follow me on this journey, and I hope that I can inspire you guys and that we can learn together. So if you're up for that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for videos or great tips.